So I should be taking some water with this. But I don't know whether you guys seen this. I don't think you can get it anymore. Checkmate. This was a collaboration between Budweiser Budvar in the Czech Republic and Thornbridge. Now, Thornbridge bring you the Jaipur. 2005 that beer was launched, when I think it was probably their first beer they brewed. That was an IPA, which is still, I think it's just going to carry on and on and on and on and on. It's still a fantastic. I've got one in the fridge now. I won't drink that, it's too strong for what I've been drinking. But seriously, what an amazing IPA that is. It's got everything that it needs in there. It's got the strength as well. It's got the 5.9%. It's their flagship beer that put them on the map. And if you think of Thornbridge, you think of like Jaipur. And, there's many hazy IPA, hazy pales, everything. Fully whacked up, hopped, bloody cloudy, full-bodied beers out there and everything else. But that is just still one of the go-to best IPAs, one of my favourites. I love it. So they've collaborated with Budvar, and I think Budvar are doing a few collaborations I've seen at the minute. I've got my Budvar jug up at the house, but I'm not going to use that. I've got this Budvar glass that cost me £5. I was in St Ives and I was being served Budvar in a non-branded glass. I weren't happy about it, especially when Janie got a half-pint glass and she put lime in it, and she got a proper glass. I thought, you're putting lime in Budvar and you're getting a proper glass, and yet I'm having it neat and I'm not. So I asked them and they said they're in the dishwasher or whatever. I said, well, if I have another beer, will you get one out? And they did. And I said, how much for this glass? £5. I could have nicked it, but I didn't, because they were small. When I say nicked, that sounds terrible, couldn't it? I could have borrowed it for a bit. Anyway, so taking one for the team. This has been cleaned in the same way as what the Guinness glasses have been cleaned. However, Guinness is the fussiest booker in the world. It's still hanging about though. So I don't think this really needs a check pour. I think this just needs a nice hard pour. You got to get some of that. You got to release that CO2. You got to get a head on this thing. Like, you got to get a head on this thing. There's plenty of room. Oh my word. So there's plenty of room in that glass, but there ain't, because that's just cascaded right over the top. So, of course, what you need to be doing with these sort of like crafted lagers and things is getting a nice foamy head, because the foam is there to protect the beer from the oxygen. So because I like this, I actually like this quite a lot. I've made sure that it's got a massive foam head to protect the beer. Oh, Spedo, seriously, what are you doing? So anyway, I don't care. This is one of those fun videos. So, wow, literally. Now, I watched a video today with Simon from the Real Ale Craft Beer, and he said you can tell the quality of the beer by the carbonation bubbles. Right, okay. So if the carbonation bubbles are big, it's a lesser quality beer as if they are small. I've never heard that before, I must admit. However, for me, the idea of the carbonation in the beer and the CO2 of the beer is to plonk itself in the glass and get itself back up to the top to form a foam to protect the beer underneath. It's not really there to buzz around in the glass. I might be wrong, but I know this is a really, really good beer. But look, there is no right. This hasn't got a nucleation point. This hasn't got a widget in it. There is no bubbly, nothing. And you know why I think that there isn't? Because I've released it all into that head. And that is sitting there, not hardly dissipating much at all, right? So this is what I'm saying. Guinness, you fussy bugger, right? You really, really, like, look at that. So, okay, I've poured that, look at that head. It's not going anywhere. Now, I've seen beers poured into glasses and within a few seconds the head's gone, and I don't really feel it's the beer's fault. It must be quite annoying when a craft beer brewer brews a beer and the beer goes into a dirty glass, which literally sucks the life out of the beer and sends it flat. But look, that is clear. Look at that. That is so clear. Now, this ain't a beer review on this beer at all. But what it is, it's about clean glasses. The head's sticking there. Yes, it has dissipated a little bit. But the idea is, I would imagine that foam, I mean, look, you can see it clinging to the glass as it dissipates. That foam wants to be hanging around that glass right towards the end. Jesus, cheers everybody. Whoa. Oh my God, that's really nice. Wow. I love Budvar. And I like what they've done with this. Now there is a big stigma out there that British brewers cannot brew like lagers like what the Germans can, the Czechs can. Budvar are not going to allow anybody to go in collaboration with them unless they trust them for what they're doing. So this is actually really good because it's got that sort of like Budvar that Budvar taste about it, but it's also got a little bit of British Thornbridge there, you know. It has. And look at the head. It's still there. Okay, it's smaller. But I'm going to show you something now. So what I'm going to do is, okay, we all spin the beer around to like activate beer carbonation, right? So if we spin it round, watch the bubbles. Watch. Straight back up to there, look. And leaving nothing on the glass. And look at the reflection of my ugly face in there. So on that glass, look, it is absolutely, apart from that little bit of condensation there, it's absolutely perfect, right? And the CO2 bubbles have gone up the top to form the foam to protect the head, okay? Protect the head, protect the beer. Oxygen kills beer. There's nothing worse than getting halfway down your beer and the head's gone and the beer's flat. It's just terrible. There's not a lot of lacing on there, so I am questioning the fact that, like, yes, this chemical that I've used to clean these glasses is, what can I say, not really giving me much lacing on there, but the head retention's staying there. I still think the bicarb and the salt, that never lets me down. Look at, I don't know whether I've done a short or I've done it on the Spencer arms. When I had that Jaipur the other day, God, it looked like a bloody, the lacing on the glass and the actual creaminess of the head of the Jaipur IPA was amazing, you know, and that was just from the bicarb and the salt. And you know, once you've done the bicarb and the salt, in between drinks, we used to say as ale drinkers, oh, never wash your glass, go and get another beer, and, you know, never wash your glass. But in between drinks now, you just nip in with your nice clean sponge with a bit of salt, a little bit of water, and clean it round. And trust me, you're not going to get anything. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a gulp of this, and I'm going to put it straight in front of the camera. Now, an IPA glass will have a, you know, a bulb. So as it goes back down, it whizzes back up. So I'll have a sip of this, And then when I put it back in front of the camera, you'll see the carbonation bubbles back up to the top, okay? Boom. So, the idea is, an IPA glass, I've got one here somewhere, an IPA glass, it basically allows the beer, as you drink it, it allows the beer to then flow back down the glass, spin round, activate the CO2 in the beer, and then bring it back up to form, keep the head. And then you drink it again and it goes back down, comes back up and activate the head. So on 3/4 of a pint, well, 3/4 of a 440ml can, down that glass, and I've still got a head on it, yeah. But I've got no lacing, I don't know. It's like, you know, maybe this beer isn't one for holding onto the glass, I don't know. But here we go again. Oh, back up to the head. Clear as you like. To be honest with you, I find it quite, I mean, lagers are, they are all these type of like, you know, sort of like lagery beers, or all lagers want to be crisp and clear, don't they? They're all about being clear and crisp. But like, you know, the only time I see a clear beer these days is when I'm drinking a lager. And don't underestimate lagers. You know, lagers are just as crafty as all the other beers out there. The only difference is the yeast. So like, seriously, you can put whatever you want in a lager. You can have it as dark as you want. You can have it as malty as you want. But it's just about the yeast, the way it ferments. So look at that. This is great. Right at the end. That is a lager in the glass. So let's see what I can put in this beer clean glass to see how that fares. Look at the shine on it. I'm so disappointed that my Guinness didn't turn out right, because that is shiny and beautiful. Right, okay, be back in a minute. So actually, my Guinness did turn out good in the end if you're watching part one, but I didn't realise it at the time. And also, I'm being so serious, I'm really serious, but I'm just really passionate about all these beers. If I go to a pub and they hand me like a Budvar and then the head's gone within seconds, I'm like, why? You know, I'm so passionate about it. I'm not appearing to be any expert or whatever, it's just what I'm learning, and as I learn, I'm sharing it with you. And if you think I'm wrong, just tell me. Anyway, I'm editing this very early morning on my holiday bobs. JD's asleep. I get up dead early in the hot tub. I don't really sleep. You see the back's under my eyes. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, it's just having fun, but being quite serious at the same time. So you know what? I've talked about Thornbridge going in collaboration with Budvar to produce this. It's a shame that this was only limited, because do you know what? You have like a load of these all chilling nicely and everything at 4.8%. I really like that. It's really, really good. So I thought it would only be fair for the end of the experiment. Here we have a 500 milliliter bottle condition Jaipur. This is, yeah, amongst one of my favorite IPAs out there. You know, there is some really, really great crafted IPAs that like will blow your socks off with the hops and things like this. But you know, when you just have that really all-round one that's going to last forever. This beer has been brewed since 2005. We're now in 2023 and they've not changed it. It's the same and it's friggin' wonderful. So now I poured this the other day. I poured this the other day and I made a car crash of it. It flowed over. I had to edit the video and make that little short. So today, this is going in. You've got to pour it a bit hard because you want to break out that carbonation. Although, when I said the carbonation, this is bottle conditioned. So, this is carbonated from the second fermentation, I believe. I don't know. What a beer. Look at that, chasing up that. Am I going to save it? Is it going to go over the top? Yes! What a fucking pour. Sorry for the language tonight, but I watch a lot of YouTubers and they don't swear, but tonight is, oh my God, what a pour that was. I completely car crashed this the other day, but I didn't care because, like, it was a short and I just wanted to show off this beer I was enjoying. But that is that is the pour of the century. So here we go. So everybody of my age goes to the pub and says to the landlord or the landlady or the bar staff or whoever it may be, oh, could you top that up, please? And you know why? Because you're paying a lot of money for beer these days. So you want, if you're going for a pint of beer, you want a full pint. I love it when you go to some some small breweries or tap rooms and things, and they have oversized glasses, and they pour it with a head, but to the line with a liquid. That's bang on. I've learned since then the foam is beer, especially with like the Budvar and the Czech pour. The foam is beer. It's very important. I would normally, a few years ago, would have pulled that dead steady, so there was no head on it. But how foolish was I? You know, we need, the idea of the foam is to protect the beer and to give the aromas and everything. So, like, I simply was so naive back then, and I've been drinking beer all my life. But anyway, so here we look. So how long ago did I pour that? It's a Spenno waffle, so it's probably 15 minutes ago. But look at the head retention on that. Where is the carbonation in that? Nowhere. You know why? Because there it is. It's up there. It don't need to be farting around in the glass because it's gone up to the top to make that foam. Foam is creamy. This is an IPA. A creamy foam? Yes, absolutely. Cheers, everybody. Oh my God, that is such... Jeez, that is a great beer. Wow. And I love drinking it. I could have put this in an IPA glass, but you know what? I love drinking it in these glasses because you can hold the stem so you're not warming it up. And also, just when you think you've not got much beer left in, there's loads left in here. So yeah. Oh, jeez, that is amazing. Right, watch this. I love doing this. Watch it chase. Look at that. Now there is a slight, look at that, there is a slight haze in this beer because it is a bottle conditioned anyway. And, you know, there is a slight haze in it. So let's there's not a lot, to be honest with you, does it say about pouring carefully? Because there's not a lot of sediment in here. Yeah, so it says, please pour carefully to leave the yeast in the bottle. Now, if we went to a pub and you got a hand-pulled pair of hand-pulled Jaipur, someone would go, oh, well, it's a bit cloudy, mate. No, it's a bit cloudy. And do you know what? Hand on heart, I was one of those people. I would get a beer and I would go, that's a bit cloudy. But you know now, if they serve me cloudy beer, I'll be happy with it because I know I'm getting some of the bloody flavours in there. So I spin this round. Let's make sure that yeast and anything that's left in that bottle is mixed up and get it in that glass. And look at it chase. It's like Oh, I can't even tell you. Have you ever seen cream? It's like cream, that is, from an IPA. Look at it. That is just, that's a snowy whitehead in a absolutely pristinely clean glass. But, oh, I reckon I could sit here for 20 minutes and that head would still be there. And I've watched reviews where the head has gone in seconds. And I can't emphasize enough how important it is to make sure your glasses are clean. Even though Guinness, and I keep saying it, and this is why I'm trying to develop this hashtag Spenno Waffle, because I do waffle. Guinness is just so fussy, Look at that. There's almost a dome on that, look. I mean, look, that's an IPA. Oh, that's wonderful. The Czech, they do in the, I'm not sure it's Budvar, but they do what's called a milk pour, I think. They do a full glass of foam, and it's a quaffable, refreshing drink because the foam is actually beer. This foam is like bloody whipped cream. Look at it. It won't even fall off my finger. It's amazing. You get all the aromas. Oh. In order to enjoy, what I need to do is, what I've already done. If you watch my beer cleaning glass video, you will see a beer that I put in a dirty glass and how it completely kills it. So you could have somebody like Thornbridge give you the best bottle condition Indian Pale Ale that they do, and it be completely and utterly slated by somebody that has poured it into a glass that will not give it its best chance. You know, it's like putting a Formula 1 driver in the reasonably priced car on Top Gear. They're just not going to win the race. You know, so it's so important to get your beer into a beer clean glass. Look at the head still sitting there. Oh my God, this video is going to be a 4-parter. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. As far as the beer cleaning glasses products go, I get the same lacing, the same amount of lacing and that from my method of cleaning without buying very expensive chemicals. This has not took that long to do this video, and I've drank very amounts of beer in a very quick space of time, just to bring fun and love to the channel. Anyway, enjoy. Fast forward it, do whatever you want. But all I want to say is a massive thank you for just putting up with me, putting up with my waffle, and just laughing and just having a good time. So cheers, everybody. And here's to Thornbridge. I'm going to make these the star of the show tonight, because seriously, look at that IPA. Look, watch that. There's nothing dancing around the bottom of the glass. It just wants to form a head. You know, this is a bottle conditioned beer, right? So it's not forced carbonated or anything. It's like a second fermentation in the bottle. And there it is. There's nothing dancing around in there. There's no need for it, because it's all up the top, making this nice white foamy head. But if we want to spin it round and we want to see what's going on, look at it. It's like just a bloody cream fest going on. It's amazing. You know, there it is. You know what, if I was watching this video now, I'd be like, oh my God, I just want to dive into that beer. It just looks so creamy and so, I mean, look, an IPA is not creamy, is it? It's not, but this is just like the flavours in this are just hanging about because the head's there, the foam's there, the beer's clean, the glass is clean. It's just, you know, look at it. What an amazing IPA this is. So yeah, so here we come to the end of the night. I can't do no more. I'm literally took one for the team. Just laugh at me and put a smile on your face. All right, everybody, like, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it because I do go on. And thanks to all the new subscribers. Please share this video. Please give me a like. Please comment, whatever it may be. So at the end of tonight's videoing, like, I may come across a little bit drunk now, but that's because I've done a lot of drinking for the channel. Wow, that is a great pale ale. 3.8%. That's almost like, it's almost like a non-alcoholic beer, isn't it? It's like, geez, Louise, you're getting close to